with? Who you with? Who you with? Get caught. Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Get caught. Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Get caught. Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Get caught. Who you with?
Welcome to Rightly Dividing the Word. And the topic of the day is who you with? Are you for that elephant? Or are you for that donkey? So, as Super Tuesday looms, as your anxiety and your heartbeat race, as we gear to face off one another, just want to know who you with. Because oftentimes we get behind a donkey, and when we get behind a donkey and we stay behind them long enough, eventually you're going to get kicked somewhere you don't want to be kicked. And then if you get behind one of these elephants, you stay behind them long enough, you still get knocked out. So we're going to take a biblical worldview because the talk of the town for most of you all is I'm getting behind a donkey or an elephant is because it is the lesser of two evils, the lesser of two evils. And we're going to take a biblical worldview of this, starting with Matthew 6:24. And Jesus said, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. You can't serve either or. Correction, you can't serve both. You can either serve one or the other. So which one is the lesser of two evils? Let's see. So we're going to start with the book of Joshua. As you know, in the book of Joshua, the first book after Deuteronomy, after the nation of Israel comes out of the wilderness and they cross over the Jordan River and they come to one of their first conflicts. And Joshua is confronted with a dilemma as we are, as we are teetering between a donkey or an elephant. And Joshua in chapter 5, verse 13, and Joshua states, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, and look at what he said. Art thou for us or for our adversaries? Who you with? Are you for that donkey or are you for that elephant? Because today we think America has replaced Israel and it is a godly country. But remember, Israel had just crossed over the Jordan River and they're God's chosen people. And they crossed over to the land which he said he had given them. So why would anybody be against them? Why? So let's see what the man said. Joshua 5 going on further to Joshua 5:14. And he said, nay. He said, no, I'm neither for you or against you. I'm from neither the elephant or the donkey. He said, nay. And who was this man? As the captain of the host of the Lord, I am now come. So here is a representative of God who is now come. And he said, no, I'm not for you or for them. But that still seems strange because didn't God just deliver them out of the wilderness over the Jordan? Still seems kind of strange. But that let Joshua know he had to refocus because it wasn't about them or the adversary. And so then let's see how he responded. And he asks, what saith my Lord unto his servant? So his focus changed from, are you with me or them, who you with, to what can I do as your servant? And that should be our question. What can we do instead of saying who God is with, either he's for the elephant or the donkey, is what can we do? What can we do? And so we're going to glean from Isaiah 55 when God said, 55 starting in verse 9, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. So God is saying here, his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So how we feel about a particular candidate, our emotions that arises are irrelevant to him. They just are. And so how do I know this? Because if we read further in Isaiah 55, verse 11, he said, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. So God is saying here, the word that comes out of his mouth does not return to him empty, but it shall accomplish that which I please. So he said his word will accomplish which he pleases, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So God is saying he don't care about our candidates. He don't care about how we feel about them. He said his word. He's given us his word through this book. So the question becomes, who are you going to get behind? Are you going to get behind a donkey and get further kicked in the head or kicked in the tail? Are you going to get behind an elephant, get further kicked in the tail? So I think it's clear here. He said his word. So I'm going to glean on his word to make my choices. I'm going to glean onto his word to make my choices. Peace.
If you sick and tired of your sin, my Jesus is the remedy. Sit and talk like every day, he closer than a friend to me. Calling on my savior, I'm not calling on no energy. Don't know it all, but I know who lives in me. Yeah, yeah. Walk by faith, not by sight. But have your way up in my life. I don't glorify my ways, I praise the one who gave me life. Save my life, laid it down for me. It's only right, lay it down and serve the King of Kings. Yeah, yeah. Walk by faith, not by sight. But have your way up in my life. I don't glorify my ways, I praise the one who gave me life.